Good morning. Welcome to the Carla Marie and Anthony Show. My name is Anthony.
I'm Carla Marie.
I feel like I got to move this microphone back a little bit. Thank you for hanging out with us this morning. We're already in Hype Train Level 6, so if you're watching on YouTube, we got all the way through that, and it looks like Carla Marie's got a shot that we can kick off the show with. What do we got?
We're doing straight tequila today.
All right, let's do it. Pour it up. No, let's waste no time.
Not chilled.
Just warm, raw tequila.
A little dusty.
No, don't talk about the Rock's tequila like that. It's not dusty. The house might be dusty.
The angle on this camera sometimes truly makes me look like a WWE wrestler.
Well, yeah.
I look like Triple H, honestly.
I did have another camera that was set up this morning. Realized that it needed a little more tinkering, which is why we were a couple minutes late when we started the stream. And due to my tinkering yesterday with signing up some new services, I also had to reconnect a bunch of stuff. It was kind of a mess this morning, but we are here. And if you ever want to learn about web and computer and digital security, I'm learning a lot about it. I got these guys here.
Killed it. Crushed the bottle. Goodbye.
That's it? No more of the Rock's tequila?
Yeah, it's so early in the morning.
It is early. I got this yesterday. Well, it came in the mail last week, but I started setting them up. This is a physical security key. So if you're familiar with two-factor authentication, like when you get a confirmation email with a code or a text with a code when you're signing into some of your accounts, this is a more secure version of that. So you would actually need to plug this into your device through USB-C, or it's got like a NFC thing, like your credit card would. And you have to have it on you to log in to a new device with an old account.
So you set them up, right?
I set them up, and then I realized I did one thing wrong, so I reset everything, and I'll be back to doing this. It takes a little while to figure out and set up if you're dumb like I am, but it should. Google claims that after they gave them out to all of their corporate employees, they had 0 hacking incidents.
That's
since
crazy.
Then. They went from something insane like 8,000 a year to 0. Because it's impossible. You cannot log into account if you don't have one.
Unless you take my key.
Unless, normally you're supposed to have 2, a backup in case you lose your key.
Okay.
That way you can reset some passwords. So you would use your password, then you tap this thing, and you're in. So if someone has maybe stolen your Instagram account or Facebook account, like my mom.
Oh, that was the worst.
That's a way to avoid that. So, Carla Marie, let's take this shot. Cheers to you. Cheers to everyone who supported the stream. We're in Hype Train Level 7 today.
Dear God.
Woo! Woo! Way to kick off the weekend. Warm tequila. Should I follow it up with green juice? Green juice follow-up?
Oh, wow. What? All right, I'm doing it. I'm sorry. I needed my chaser.
From the Bubblegum King himself?
The what?
Bubblegum?
That's not what you said.
Did I said the C word?
Yeah.
No, I did not mean to say that. That's the second time I've done that.
In a week.
What did I say the other day? Oh, instead of the C word, I used the J word for it.
It was Fremont Frizz with gin, and he mixed Frizz and
gin together. I will say,
I won't chew this into the mic the whole show, I promise. Just for
please don't. I will say a couple things they're all happening at the same time. I noticed we had a comment from, where was it? Oh, man. Someone said, IV731 said, I want one of those shot glasses. They are not available on the website right now, but maybe if enough people need those shot glasses, because it was a limited time thing, we'll create a different version that we can one day sell. I would like to have glass ones at some point.
Yeah. But
the problem with, like, instead of a painted logo, kind of the sand etched logo, the problem, and you guys tell me what you think, is they're more expensive to ship. The actual shot glass is not that much more expensive than the metal one.
I think they might be cheaper.
But shipping it becomes a problem because obviously you have to be more careful. You have to pack it more thoroughly. So that becomes an issue.
Ivy wants to buy them as favors for their birthday. We can make that happen even if they're not on the website.
Okay. How many would we need?
I don't know how many people are going to Ivy's birthday.
100. I don't know. The other thing, that I wanted to bring up was, I know we're in Hype Train Level 7, and I'm not trying to push anyone to subscribe or do anything or gift any more than they're comfortable with. There should be a way. There's an alert set up for an all-time hype train. If we ever hit that, we'll obviously take another shot.
I think we'll hit it this summer. There are some fun things coming up. I think people are going to do it.
Think so? I don't even know what we have coming up. Speaking of coming up, though, the Bubblegum King. You want to talk about that first, Carla Marie?
So our friends at King 5, New Day Northwest, that's the show we go on sometimes after we're here on TV. They reached out earlier in the week and like, hey, can you come in on Wednesday? Worked out perfect because we weren't live in the morning. We want to play a little finish that tune or name that tune with you. And we were like, right up our alley. Anthony wasn't seeing the emails because he didn't have his phone. And I saw in the email, I never even told him this, that we were about to meet the guy who created Big League Chew.
Yeah.
He was in town because All-Star Game is happening. We'll get more into that later.
And he lives in the Pacific Northwest. He lives in Portland now.
So we show up, and I completely forgot to tell Anthony this, and we get there like, oh, yeah, and that's Rob. He's a creator of Big League Chew. And Anthony's like, what? I'm like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I was pretty pumped. I didn't think I'd be so starstruck meeting the guy who created Big League Chew, but it's such a cool brand that, what did I spell wrong?
Coming, 2 M's.
Oh, whoops, I'll fix that right now. I didn't think that I would be so starstruck meeting the guy who created Big League Chew, but I really was.
Dude.
And that's the thing. He was also very, very nice. Had a great story about how he was a ball player.
From Long Island.
Yeah, from Long Island. And
goes
obviously what helped our discussion with him was my friends at the Roosevelts have a really great collaboration with Big League Chew, with the brand.
He's gone to dinner with them.
Yeah.
So he was like, this is such a small world. It's crazy. And then we got to do, they did a segment, and then we got to hop on and try to blow bubbles. Have you ever tried to blow a bubble on command?
It is a lot harder than I thought it would be. I was blowing great bubbles while we were off camera.
But how big were mine?
They were good.
And then when he saw mine off camera, he was like, that's pretty impressive. So I might enter the bubble blowing contest, he judges.
Yeah, just, I don't know. When you do it on command, I think there's something, especially being on TV, you have to like do some weird stuff with your mouth to get it going. You know, like you push your tongue through. And I think I was a little shy, a little bashful.
What I love about it is that you're like, I think I need a little more. I need a whole new piece. I need a few strips. And you get to do the strips.
It was a really cool story. The guy, he played ball in college. He played some semi-pro baseball overseas. Came to Portland to play for one of their like minor league teams that he just tried out for. And I guess realized he came up with the idea for Big League Chew in the dugout with a team manager, a guy who ended up playing for the Yankees, and
I didn't realize till
a bat boy.
Sorry, I didn't realize till yesterday that it was supposed to, I think I did as a kid, but forgot that it's supposed to mimic chewing tobacco.
Yeah. Yeah. And his whole thing was, you know, he would grow up watching these players with a big wad in their mouth, didn't realize it was tobacco and had no interest in it, but loved bubblegum. So through a couple different steps, he realized this was a thing. And what I liked about what he said, and he said it kind of in passing as we were leaving to one of the producers there, one of the reasons the brand has done so well is they didn't really try anything else. They didn't try Big League sunflower seeds. It's Big League Chew. There's a ball version, a bubble gum, like a gumball version of it, and that's it. And yeah, now they have some merch.
Stick to what you know.
It is a good lesson in be willing to pivot at some point, because he wanted to play pro ball, but they just sold their billionth bag.
Listen, I love a pivot more than anybody.
And even if you made 30 cents on every bag, that guy's making a lot of money.
Sold a billion bags recently, right?
Yeah. A couple months ago, I think they hit 1 billion bags. And so the first rule was be able to pivot. And if you have a good thing going, it's okay to just let that thing ride out. You don't need to go crazy with it. You know? It's weird because it's almost stick to what you know, but also be able to pivot in the same lesson.
Do you remember learning how to blow bubbles? I feel like my dad taught me.
I don't, now that I think about it.
I remember my dad teaching me.
I feel like I was probably just with my cousins and we were all trying it. But I don't remember like an adult teaching me how to blow a bubble. My mom does this thing. I don't know how she does it. she'll blow like a bubble, but she'll pop it like 6 times.
Oh, yeah, I can't do that.
In her, it's weird. I don't know how she does it, but it's interesting.
I guess
are you
I have
done?
a skill of blowing.
Oh, okay. You done chewing?
Also,
didn't you get yelled at by Elvis for chewing gum or something one time?
I never.
Or maybe in a phone tap. I think it was a phone
tap. That was
tap.
the point of the phone
Yeah.
tap. And he was like, I can't listen to it.
Yeah. There are certain things you
Hold
have
on.
to be. Yes.
Before you go into that, when we were doing the segment, he took out his wad of gum.
Yeah.
But the amount of, he had like his wad, the creator's wad, was like this
Rob
big.
was his name, yeah.
He obviously has a bigger mouth than I do. But I think I'm going to go that big and see if I can do that bubble.
Go for it. You could tell the guy has done this a lot
Also,
in terms of like doing press and blowing bubbles because he knew he needed a gigantic wad of gum, and he also just would take it out. Had no shame, just holding his gum.
Gluten-free, by the way. Also, how did we only took one other packet?
I don't need that much.
What? We got a lot of games to go to over the next few days.
That's true. Let's see. Lisa said she learned how to blow bubbles with Bazooka Joe gum. I do remember the Bazooka Joe gum in the wrapper.
Yeah, but
like in the comic
so
wrapper. It was a great gum, but yeah, it was very hard in the very beginning.
But even to blow bubbles with, you only get big ones. You get
Well, that's
like
why you have to do 2 of them.
So what were you gonna say?
There are certain things when Elvis told you never to chew gum again in a phone tap. There are certain things you have to be cognizant of when you do an audio only format.
Yeah.
Because
it doesn't translate.
Not that it doesn't translate. There are certain sounds that for some reason you can get away with them visually or in person, but when it's audio only, it drives people insane. Like tongue clicking, like that sound. Oh my! If I heard a podcast like right now, I wanted to walk out of the room with you doing that in my ears.
Oh, well, you
No, I know. I'm just saying it's so triggering. I'm not blaming you for it. I'm saying it's such a triggering sound for some reason.
Well, I'm going to blame Brody. It was probably his idea.
It probably was.
Speaking of Elvis.
Yes.
Oh, we should have put the picture.
Oh, we got to see Elvis.
Yeah, so he came back from his Alaska cruise, and we got breakfast with him Saturday, July 1st. I love it because I kicked off the month with Elvis.
Yeah.
So I'm like, this is going to be a good-ass month. And we got to hang out with him, Alex, and then their friends they went on the cruise with, Andrew and Kim. And we got breakfast together, and it was just like, I don't know, it was so like, it's nostalgic, but also feels like home, but also how lucky are we that we get to have breakfast with him in our city. Yeah. It was just all around like a good day.
And he had never been to Alaska before.
No, which is crazy to me.
I know he'd been to Seattle a handful of times. He actually knew a lot about Seattle and the radio culture here and stuff like that, which was cool. It was
crazy. I was learning things.
There, one of the things, even if it's someone who's your mentor or someone that you look up to, there are moments where you can almost feel proud or happy for them.
Oh, yeah.
Like you're their caretaker, kind of, which we are clearly not for Elvis. But he posted a picture of himself at a radio studio in Alaska. And it turns out one of their drivers, like a Uber driver or something.
No, like they had a driver going to an excursion. He's also he's a mail carrier and a radio host.
So they found out he was a radio host, and he took them to the studio and gave him a tour, and Elvis got to be behind the board and all of that stuff. And seeing those pictures, because I know how much Elvis loves the industry of radio, I almost got to a point where, like, I had like tears of joy in my eyes for Elvis.
Yeah.
Because you love seeing people enjoy things that they enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, things that they love.
But it was cool. We got to just hang out, catch up, talk to him about like being at the new, because we saw him at the new studio, but when you remove him from
we also
the
saw
ship,
him,
essentially.
that was a holiday weekend, so they had a day off. They were pre-recording a couple things for the holiday weekend. They had a guest coming in to the studio that they had to take out to breakfast that day.
It was crazy.
It was a wild day. And Elvis, the thing that is so impressive about Elvis, and I hope this translates to non-radio people, but there can be so many things going on around him, and he lets it happen because he knows it's good for the show, but he also handles what he has to do on the side. He has a lot more work to do than everyone else really on that show in terms of like recording things for clients and other stations. And it's like there's a hurricane around him and he is the eye of the storm and he's totally calm. Yeah, 90% of the time.
90% of the time. Yeah, it's fair. Fred the Mailman said mail carrier radio host.
Yeah.
Fred, you can do it. Speaking of, Fred the Mailman was in Italy on vacation, which, by the way, he's back to mail carrying for the first time in months after being out after surgery and stuff. But when he was in Italy, he gave his tattoo artist there a "You Look Great" shirt. He said she's worn it 3 times. She loves it, which means there's someone in the motherland
it's pretty
wearing
cool.
"You Look Great." I can't. And he wants to send her more stuff. Yeah. But we've talked about doing the shirt that was "You Look Great" in a bunch of languages, and I think it's proof we need to do it.
That'll be the next merch launch, which we are working on. I know someone earlier asked for a merch update. There's one project we have to finish first that we can't talk about yet. But once we finish that project, we'll be able to set our sights on hopefully a fall merch launch.
Yes.
We're trying to figure out the way to do it. It might not be the same way we've done it in the past. So there are a couple different mechanisms, if you will, that we have to figure out. The next thing on the list.
I'm checking in with Danielle. I saw this. Someone said they need to know if she got the gum off of Elvis's star.
Yes.
I'm finding out.
Yeah, I saw the Elvis account posted them at his star. That was Claire that needed the update.
Oh.
She hit you back?
I know.
It's early. They're on vacation.
It's 8:30.
Is she doing the show from L.A.?
No, they're off this week.
They're off this week. Okay.
Next week, though. Are we going to skip to go to there?
What?
We're talking about her?
Yeah, we could skip.
Danielle is coming to town.
Yeah. So when did she get here?
I don't even know what day it is ever anymore.
It's Thursday. What do you mean?
I've been saying it's Thursday for 3 days. And then today I was like, oh, it's Friday.
No, it is Thursday.
Danielle and the whole family get here Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
I pick them up from the airport, get them changed or whatever they got to do, and then we go to the celebrity softball game at T-Mobile Park. And they're here for 4 days. So we'll be doing the show next week from Seattle Cocktail Club's office.
Yes.
Because this is going to be a bedroom
this
for 2 teenage boys.
All be broken down, and in here we got to make some room for them.
Yeah, so they get here Saturday. We're going to go to the game. Sunday, we're going to go on a boat together.
Yeah.
Captain Hannah is going to drive it, steer it, whatever you do as a boat person. Then Monday, we're all going to the Home Run Derby.
Yeah.
And I'm very excited.
Super, super fortunate to be able to go to that because not only is it in our town, and we get to bring people from out of town that we love and show them around and whatnot. But if you're ever going to go, if the All-Star Game ever comes to your city or near you, the All-Star Game itself is cool. Don't get me wrong. Like seeing some of the biggest stars play one another, even seeing rivals like the Yankees and the Red Sox play on the same team. It's a unique experience. But the Home Run Derby is the thing to go to. I had the privilege of going to both in Kansas City a couple of years back, about 7 years ago. And the Home Run Derby is such a cool vibe. It's like nothing else in sports. Because I would imagine the closest thing is the dunk contest.
That makes sense.
For the NBA. Because everyone's just there for the coolest thing.
But they're not doing swirls before they hit the ball.
No. And I think the difference is with the dunk contest, there are judges. So there's some sort of...
Yes, it's just headed out of the park.
There's some sort of discussion or debate as to what the judges can give in a dunk contest. With the Home Run Derby, you just get out there and you prove it. Doesn't matter what anyone's opinion of you is. Doesn't matter how well known you are.
And the cool part about it being out here on the West Coast is that it happens at like 5 p.m.
Yeah.
And everything is done at 8. But then on Monday, we get to go to T-Mobile's after party.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very excited about
that.
Yeah,
the Derby After Dark, I believe it's called.
I don't even know where it is yet.
That's a great point.
It's like very top secret, I guess.
But it'll be a really cool weekend.
Saturday we'll be at MLB Play Ballpark. I'll be hosting.
What is that
for
exactly?
Seahawks. It's the fan experience at Lumen Field. So where the Seahawks
in the convention
play.
center or on the field?
Seahawks play. From what I've been told, it's
On the field.
On the field.
Oh,
But
cool.
I don't know if that's actually the case. So, and then full transparency here. I'm also supposed to be doing stuff for MLB, but like I don't know yet. No one's really confirmed it. So,
Lenny said, what about the shootout contest? I guess the NHL has a shootout contest.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've ever watched the NHL All-Star anything.
nothing beats baseball ever in the summer. Like you cannot beat going to a baseball game in the summer.
Yeah.
Let alone the All-Star game. Like Seattle's only got the All-Star game 3 times ever in the history of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Last time was July 2001. And this is going to be huge.
Wow, it's been over 20 years? I guess that makes sense. There's a lot of ballparks, a lot of cities.
Yeah. So I'm really pumped. We're about to get hit with a crap ton of tourists. How you think about it?
Yeah, I guess so. I
Between
never
the cruise
really
ship,
thought about that.
Like I'm staying away. Other than when we have to be down there,
Yeah.
downtown.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot going on. And the one thing people, if you're not from Seattle, you probably don't realize it. It is a tourist-heavy city in the summer, mainly because of the cruise ships. I mean, you've got
Like on
a
the
dozen
weekend,
or so. You've got a dozen or so going out between Friday and Sunday every week. I think each week it brings in
There's an insane
There's
number.
the stats for the cruise lines. I'm going to Google it right now. How many people cruise out of Seattle in the summer? Let's see what comes up. Let's see this year. So I guess,
And that's not even going to be a high number.
1.5 million passengers are expected to cruise from Seattle, which is a 12% uptick from the 1.28 million that came through last
makes
year.
sense.
So 1.5 million people are going to come
Just
through.
here on the weekends.
And it's not, there are certain cities that have a really big footprint. Like LA has a huge footprint. Houston has a huge footprint. Seattle's pretty tiny.
Well, it's funny because I had a lot of people reach out in DM that was like, hey, I'm coming to Seattle. What can I do in 24 hours?
Mm-hmm.
And I had someone from high school reach out, ask me, and she was the only one that like kind of kept bugging me on like, hey, give me your recommendations. So I did, and she went to every place that I recommended, including dinner here in Ballard, and she loved it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I think that we need to start a tour group,
We could.
not like a musical group that tours. Like a tour group that your cruise is here. You know what?
No, I understand, not a musical.
We work with Norwegian. It's called the Carla and Anthony Seattle Day, and we take you around.
That would be kind of cool. I mean, there's a guy, he's an artist here. I think his name's Henry, right? Is
Yeah,
Henry
yeah.
the artist? He's got a bus tour. Someone just goes and checks out all of his
I
paintings.
do that every day driving around.
Gillywagon said Seattle Times said there will be 400,000 visitors this weekend.
Remember we used to call her Jilly Wagon?
I think in my head I still sometimes do. But what are you going to do? We should make at least a guide. Like here are
If you have 24 hours, 3 hours a week,
3 hours.
3
Just
days.
go to the airport because
3
it's going
days.
to take a long time.
Yeah, I think we should.
Ooh, yeah, we could do a tour of Seattle and Ricky could do a tour of Nashville.
I think what a cool American tour would be if you come here, you go to Nashville, like your summer vacation, and then you go to, who else we got?
Elvis?
Froggy in Florida, New York.
I think the Elvis show would be great, A, because they're on in so many cities and they're familiar with so many cities. But even if you're just going to New York, there are so many personalities on that show. So if you relate more to Danielle and her vibe, and maybe you got a big family, you
I
can
think I've
do
done that.
Danielle's slice of New York.
Yeah, I
if
don't
you
know.
want to be extravagant, go to some fancy dinners, you do Elvis's part of New York.
I think that I don't know why they haven't done that yet.
Yeah. Yeah, Erica and John can do California.
California.
They can both. And Erica's actually, she can do 3. She could do San Francisco. She can do L.A. and now San Diego. John can do Placentia, California. Where's he from?
He lives in Placentia.
Placentia.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
say Placentia.
So he could do like the Long Beach area.
Veronica said, create the Seattle guides as digital products and sell them for cheap. Push on social media. Great way to make passive income. Veronica is clearly in the same Instagram algorithm I'm in.
The Instagram, the paid Instagram algorithm that I get is like, this is how you can make $1 million a month by selling T-shirts on Etsy. And it's like, it's so stupid.
Mine is sign up for my course to learn on how to sell on Amazon. And I'm like, no, I'll just sell on Amazon.
You know what I don't see anymore? For a long time, there were videos where people would sell things to Amazon,
That's what.
So you would go to like Walmart and buy things on sale in bulk and scan it and send it to, and then Amazon then resells it later.
Yeah, now people are like drop shipping, whatever, through Amazon.
For the record, Diva Woman, I did say Placentia, California.
Yeah, so John lives in Placentia.
Placentia.
But we call it Placenta.
Yeah. Why would you name something that? What is Placentia?
Probably Placenta. It's probably right in the middle.
It could have been an old Spanish name that we're like butchering.
Placentia.
It could have been something like that.
Kind of pretty when you say it like that.
Also, I saw a comment from
Placentia soup.
Fred the Mailman, and I really wanted to put it up on the screen.
That you can do Cleveland 24 hours
Here we
twice.
go. No.
Oh.
At the 1997 All-Star Game in Cleveland, people at the bars kept buying me drinks because they thought I was Mike Piazza. And I never saw that. I never put that connection.
Yes.
But I could see without the gigantic beard, a lot of similarities with the great Italian catcher, the pride of Italy, Mike Piazza. Didn't he play for their World Baseball Classic team the first year or something like that?
I have an update on,
What?
on Elvis's star.
Oh, what happened?
Danielle said, we did not try yet. We wanted to get a stick or something to scrape it off with, and we did not have time yesterday, so we'll try before we leave.
Okay. They got some days.
They leave.
Has her family ever been to Los Angeles?
The boys haven't.
That's crazy.
I don't know if it's
I guess I never went to LA. I went when I was a kid to San Francisco. And then I think we road tripped down to Disneyland.
Oh, you've been to Disneyland?
When I was like 11 or so.
I've never been.
Yeah. That's when my cousin Michelle, she was still a baby
That's crazy.
in San Francisco.
And now she's 30.
And yes, I don't even think I may not have been 10 yet.
I went to LA September. I was 27 years old. And I was still working for Elvis, and that's when I was like, I could leave New York. Not necessarily to live here. I could leave New York, and then 3 months later, we got the offer to move to Seattle.
No, but I think the first time I actually went out to LA as an adult and like hung out, I didn't really go to downtown LA. My cousin lives in the Redondo, Hermosa Beach, Manhattan Beach area. And I think I was like 22, something like that. So I guess, yeah, they're going younger than I did. But I go so often now that I guess I never really thought about that it took more than half my life for me to really get there. Let's see. Lisa said LA was one of my favorite trips. I could definitely do that trip again. I love
it is nice.
The greater Los Angeles area. I don't know if coming from New York, I don't know if downtown LA or like the city of LA is necessarily that special. But comparing any city to New York isn't really fair. And especially when you grow up going around the city and the ease of travel from one place in New York to the other, compared to LA, I mean, it smokes LA. But the beach areas, what?
Our website.
Why?
I give up. I'm not doing it anymore.
Why?
Because every time I post something, it just doesn't show up.
Okay.
And we tell people every day to go there, and then it's not there.
Okay, well, I'm sure we can figure something out. And I'm sure it's not that big of a deal.
No, it is when this is
it's
something
frustrating.
you do
I get
every single day.
I get that it's frustrating. Probably not a stop down the show. Would you like to go fix it?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. This is the fun part of... Could you close the door? Could you close the door? And there we go. So when the door is open, too much light comes in and it throws off like the whole thing. Erica, why are you saying you're sorry? What did you do? Dan Boy, thank you very much for that sub. 10 months. Thank you very much. Oh, you're good, Erica. Don't worry. Someone else probably reached out as well. So, and it's always good. Anytime you see something, whether it's on the website, the podcast, if it looks out of place, like Martha caught my spelling mistake earlier, always let us know. Don't assume anyone else is going to do it. Don't assume there's a better time. Just do it, because it's better for us to tackle that stuff immediately. Because you never know who's looking at our page. There could be some crazy investor person that's like, oh, I want to invest in this company, and I now won't because the website's broken. So I made that whole scenario up. Hope it happens one day. How is my leg doing? This is actually a great You good? Okay. I didn't fix all the spelling. What else did I mess up today?
We give up. We should have taken off this whole week.
Anyway, how's my leg doing? I will answer what?
Bubblegum.
Oh, yeah. I didn't
The
realize
G is
that.
silent.
Real G's move in silence like lasagna. It's a little Wayne line. Get with the program, Carla Marie. Okay, so my leg. How is my leg doing? The easy answer is it's doing all right. It's kind of not doing much. I started physical therapy a week ago. I thought it was going to be a little more intense than it actually was, but I should have known better. It's pretty lame. It's just like wiggling my toes essentially once or twice a day.
You go again today.
And I will go again today. Hopefully, we'll add a couple more exercises. The physical therapist that I'm working with, though, did tell me multiple times that I am the ideal candidate for physical therapy and the ideal patient because I'm pretty good at sticking to a routine. I don't mind doing exercises. I do them pretty often on my own, which a lot of people told me that was one of my benefits. One of my saving graces, I guess, with this injury is most people, when they injure themselves, either aren't in great shape beforehand, which makes the recovery harder, or don't have the background in working out to make it easier on themselves in recovery, which both of those things I don't necessarily have to worry about. I really was, like, I'm not trying to pat myself on the back. I was as strong, or in some exercises, stronger than I've been basically since college. That was like the strongest I've been since college once I hurt myself. And the difference was in college, I was running more often. I was playing a lot of basketball. I mean, I was playing 5 games of basketball a day in college if we weren't traveling. Why is this one in here?
I opened the door and she was out there yelling at me.
So I went from lifting a lot of heavy weights and not playing basketball for almost 3 years to lifting those same weights and then trying to jump in to play multiple basketball games a day, which is how I tore my Achilles. But other than that, I was feeling pretty good. I have another appointment today with my physical therapist.
I'm going to come.
No, you're not. It'll be about once a week for the first couple weeks because there's not a ton that's going to change.
And then they're going to, like, get in there.
Well, yeah, we did stretch a little bit. You know, she didn't stretch my toe going up towards my body because that would pull on the torn tendon. But we tested mobility in a bunch of different directions just so we have a baseline to know that we're making progress, you know, every single week. What?
Just the thought of, like, the crab meat tendon that they talked about stretching.
It's not a pretty situation. And it's funny because so many people, when I see them at the gym, even people that I never talk to but I see all the time, would stop me and ask me what happened. And there's a couple responses I always get. One, what?
Yeah, the girl that flirted with you that you didn't realize she was flirting with you.
I don't know if she was flirting with me. But I don't blame her, you know. I do blame her. But, no, a lot of people will stop and ask me about the injury. And a couple... I get some of the same responses. One is someone always says, that's my worst nightmare, tearing my Achilles. And I go, yeah, the worst part is it can happen anytime. I'm not going to make this better for you. But then there was this one woman who, I think I told you about her, Carla Marie, and I told the stream. She said she saw some blonde girl walking around with the You Look Great shirt. And it was Carla Marie.
Yep.
But she was asking me about the injury. And she said something along the lines of, oh, yeah, but you're going to bounce back quick. You're young, right? You're in your 20s. And I said, no, I'm in my 30s. And she went, oh, and walked away. Like, oh, never mind.
That was like Amity at New Day yesterday.
Yeah.
She's like, but you guys are young. What are you, like 28? We were like,
yep, in our 30s. But
I was like, we just don't have our shit together. That's why we seem so young.
Yeah.
Wait, so the girl that was hitting on you or flirting with you?
Yeah, what about it?
Tell that story quickly.
And it's a terrible story. It was
I
just
know,
a girl who was asking me about my injury and then said she was playing around saying, oh, I think you're just wearing all that stuff for the attention.
Okay.
That was it.
And she walked away. No, she said,
It was like two or three comments, but it was in the same discussion. She didn't walk away and come back.
He was like, how weird this girl said this. And I was like, I let him finish the story, and I was like, she was flirting with you. And he was like, what? And then we were at Seattle Cocktail Club's office, and everyone was like, she was flirting with you.
Can you blame her?
Hasn't happened in a while, I guess.
Can you blame her, Carla Marie?
And then we all decided she could take you till you heal. I'll give you away.
All right.
She wants you, she could have you.
I'll remember that, Carla Marie. I'll remember that. Careful what you ask for. Let me take my Pikachu and my drawer of games, and I'm out of here. You know, I used to get, so I did have a nickname for a while, the Lebanese tease. And my friend Dana's friend from Staten Island gave me that nickname. And apparently it was because I didn't realize when people were flirting, but I also didn't realize that I was flirting.
Okay.
No, and it's a legit thing. You'll notice, and I feel like it's a Lebanese trait, because the way we speak to one another, regardless of who you are, what gender you're attracted to, your relation with the person, you just, like my cousins and I, my male cousins and I, it sounds like we're flirting with one another when we talk. It's just the way that we talk. And maybe it's just because that's how we talk from a young age. It's how we talk to everybody. Like, think about the way I talk to some of my friends. If you didn't know us, you would think I was trying to bang all of my friends. No,
it's very obvious that you're joking.
I don't know. It's just different. And it's not all Middle Eastern cultures. It's like very much a Lebanese thing. I think it's the French influence on Lebanon.
The romantic.
It's just like you kiss 3 times every time you see somebody. You hug. You're very handsy. I don't know.
I don't think you know what flirting is.
I think I know what flirting is.
But flirting isn't kissing someone 3 times.
No. But it's what I'm saying is
weird.
The way we speak to one another and the way we interact with each other physically as a culture from a young age, it just lends itself to seeming like you're flirting all the time.
But how is that any different than Italian?
I think I think Lebanese people are a little more flirty than traditional Italian families. I think there are similarities.
Okay, it sounds weird.
Why? What? But that's the problem.
Flirty families.
But
a new show on Netflix.
Here's an example. The word habibi in Arabic.
I was going to say habibi, yeah.
Right? It's like honey, sweetie, whatever. My dad will call me habibi because it's such a ubiquitous word. You could use it in almost any scenario.
But also, like, my mom calls everyone she sees honey and sweetie.
But that's similar. It's similar. And just because she doesn't intend for it to be flirty, it can be. If she goes to a diner, if she goes to the North Arlington Diner.
We don't have that. It's Arlington.
It's not North Arlington?
No.
The fuck is Arlington?
The area.
There is no Arlington in that area, though.
It is.
Where?
It's also in...
There's the Arlington, cemetery, isn't there?
It's technically in west side of North Arlington, so...
So it's the West Arlington? Anyway, if she was to go to the Arlington Diner, and there was an older server there, and she was calling him honey or whatever, asking him and he responded in the same way, it would be flirty whether or not they intended it to. You understand? You get it?
I get it.
So that's what I was saying. Like, that's why I get called out sometimes for being flirtier than I intend to be. And I've tried to be, as I've gotten older, very conscious of that. And I will pull back a little bit. Like, oh, getting a little too flirty. I'm a little too nice. But also some people just think when you're nice, you're trying to flirt,
100%.
which is nonsense.
Well, it's because the world we live in, everyone's rude.
Everyone's rude or everyone's trying to bang you, right? Like for some reason, there's no in between.
I either fucking hate you.
Or I effing you, or I'm effing you. But that's the way we've created these two worlds, and you can't live in between either of them for some reason.
Yeah.
But let's see. Good thing Carla Marie's not the jealous type. It's a good thing I don't talk to that many people.
That's the thing. It depends. If he was at the gym actively flirting with women, I would be jealous and be like, screw you, dude. Yeah.
Maybe that's why you started coming to the gym. And that's why I had to buy you promise rings for the gym. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I gave Carla barbell clamps last week. They're yellow and they've got cats on them.
So now I'm just finding out that's what they were.
Those are gym promise rings. Yep. That's why you started stalking me.
For a second, I was like, "What is he saying?"
You started stalking me at the gym, so I had to return the favor and say, "Well, if you're gonna come to the gym and wear matching shirts with me, I'm gonna claim you by giving you a yellow promise ring."
I hate you. That was good though.
All right, moving on. God, we got into All-Star Weekend. We got into Danielle coming to town. Oh, this was a very quick
We didn't really
thing.
get fully into Danielle coming to town.
The
She's
hell
going
else
to
are we
put
talk
up,
about?
because there were questions asking where Danielle and her husband are going to sleep and
Yeah.
where we're going to sleep. My plan is boys in here, Danielle and Sheldon in our bedroom, and then us on the couch and air mattress.
Yeah.
But she is going to and so will Sheldon. They'll be like, no, we're sleeping on the couch and air mattress.
They can sleep wherever they want.
Only reason I want her to have the bedroom is because she's doing the show live from 3 a.m. To 6 a.m.?
It'd be 3 to
7?
Yeah.
And then coming home and napping, and I want her to have a room to go into.
Yeah, and because she does have to be up that early, you want her to have a place to sleep,
Yeah.
air conditioned, comfortable, no cats.
Well,
Although she probably doesn't
we
mind
have
the
to
cats.
keep that bedroom door open.
Why?
Because the boys need air conditioning in here. There's no air conditioning in this room.
Whatever. They live with 2 cats. They'll be fine.
Oh, she can't wait. She's like, I cannot wait to wake up with a cat on my head. So, yes. And Danielle is doing the show at the Evil Empire Studio of Seattle.
Yep. She'll be there. But I am excited. One of my favorite people, who's still a very good friend of ours, and was a lifesaver when we worked for iHeartRadio in Seattle, was our friend Jeff. He's an engineer there. And he'll be the one that actually greets her in the studio, sets her up with all of her equipment in whatever studio they put her in. And I'm excited for our Seattle radio family to finally meet our New York radio family, at least one person from our New York radio family, because it's a big family.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
But other than Jeff, there aren't a ton of people.
The sports guys.
The sports guys are great, but she's not going to see any of them.
No.
She might see Chuck and Buck, but
she'll be out of there by 6:30.
Yeah, so I don't know if they'll overlap. Like they'll be there, but I don't know if they're still setting up the show at that point. They're not going to have time to BS. But the salespeople, there's still obviously salespeople that we like, but they're not going to be there. No. And that's about it, really.
So yeah, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday morning, Danielle will be waking up at 2 a.m.
Yeah, that's crazy. And when does she leave? Wednesday?
Wednesday at 11 a.m.
Okay. All right. Well, maybe we'll get a Danielle appearance at some point.
I don't know if we're not.
Oh, no, because we're not going to be streaming from here. Maybe we'll bring her kids along with us one day.
The only other option is to stream from the living room.
No, we're not going to do that.
No.
Because people need to, use the
I could see
and
Spencer
stuff.
waking up and coming with us.
He's
maybe.
more than welcome. He is more than welcome. Could you stop flicking me with your tail, Caroline? Thank you. I got, Caroline's hairs in my nose.
Story of my life.
All-Star Weekend we covered, and we're going to skip celebs and perfect products. Actually, here's a good thing for the chat. Carla Marie brought up the fact that, what celebrity was it? Maury Povich, who famously on his daytime talk show would do paternity tests. Now that he's retired, has a paternity test company that he's working with.
Called The Results Are In.
So it's obviously probably the most perfect celebrity endorsement. My question on the podcast this morning was, what other great celebrity products should there be? Does Willie Nelson have his own strand of weed? Does Sesame Street sell trash cans? Does, I don't know.
That would actually be great. A real trash can that looked like Oscar.
Yeah. What are some other really, really good ones?
Quick aside while everyone responds. I saw a meme that was like, Sesame Street has their first character facing homelessness going to join the show. And someone goes, what? Oscar the Grouch has been living in a trash can for 30 years.
Yeah. I mean, it probably wasn't his go-to. Probably wasn't his first choice when he was little, thinking he was going to be a grown-up in a trash can. So Willie Nelson does have weed. Snoop also has his own weed. Those are great. Wait, is Ludacrisp cereal would be great?
No, but it's not. That doesn't make sense. That just is a good name. It's got to be something that artist that.
No, I'm saying what's just. Oh, you're saying does he like chips though? Who doesn't?
Cereal.
Cereal? Oh, maybe he doesn't. maybe he's not a cereal
If he's
guy.
a big cereal guy, that's great. There you go, Taylor. Chris Harrison selling rose bouquets.
Oh yeah, he's not there though. Although now he can. Engagement rings by Chris Harrison.
Mm-hmm.
There should be a Chris Harrison line of, was it Neil Lane? Who do they use? Who's that?
Yeah.
Is it Neil Lane?
Yes.
The jeweler?
Martha said The Rock should sell rocks.
He sells everything else, basically. Guy sells tequila, sells football.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's got his own football league now.
Yeah, like Scotty B and Andy should have their own cereal. You're right, Chris.
I guarantee you, there is a small American cereal company somewhere that would do a collaboration with Scotty and Andy. They wouldn't want to call it the Serial Killers. That's probably just bad branding for something you're going to eat. But maybe they do a Halloween edition, Killer Cereal, with the Serial Killers. And it's just like, instead of marshmallow shapes like Lucky Charms, it's like a knife and a chainsaw and like Halloween-inspired things.
That would be cool. All right, could we email them from a fake email and be like,
They
hey
did
guys,
recently.
We'd love to create this cereal with you. We're from Post.
Recently on one of the episodes they talked about I think it was an Oregon cereal company. Mm-hmm. And I think that was a pretty small operation. The problem now is even small operations, they've all been purchased by some gigantic conglomerate. Mm-hmm. You know, Kraft, General Mills, Post, they own everything. I bet you Exxon owns a cereal company or something.
Can we just pause for a moment?
Exxon?
What?
Exxon.
You just said Exxon.
Exxon, like eggs. No, Exxon.
Okay.
How do you say it?
Exxon.
Okay. All right, who else? What else do we have?
I need to have a cat product.
We're talking about celebrities.
A cat microphone.
We're, again, talking about celebrities first.
Well, someone said you need to have Pokemon.
Again, talking about celebrities. I'd love to be a Pokemon one day or design my own Pokemon. If anyone from the Pokemon company is listening, I'm still waiting for a tour of the Pokemon company. There's a chef here who has gotten the tour of, he goes by a cook named Matt on Instagram. Really nice guy. I've met him a handful of times. Actually, when our friend Kira was here, I ran into him at the farmer's market.
Did he think you were cheating on me?
I don't think he even thought about it.
You had a mistress?
If he saw me at LA Fitness in Ballard, maybe. But he has been able to go to the Pokemon Company headquarters and the Nintendo headquarters and done little tours. And I think it's because he's kind of an influencer.
All right, I think we know someone at Nintendo that could probably hook it up.
I just want to go. Oh, I found out recently that Nintendo has a game library because their American headquarters are in Redmond, Washington, not far from here. It's the same place Microsoft is. Mm. And I was talking to an employee at Nintendo, and I was explaining to him because he was saying that he's never actually played any of the Pokemon games. And I was telling him if he ever wants to borrow them.
That seems sacrilege.
I'll give him any of the consoles I have and the games. He said, don't worry about it. We've got a whole library where he can,
you peasant.
Yeah, and he can check out any console and any game he wants. How cool. That is, I don't care who you are, that's cool.
That is really cool.
And I don't know if Pokemon has anything similar. I'm sure they do at their offices. I mean, that Pikachu was sent directly from the Pokemon office. Well, I have to be very careful. From an employee who works at the Pokemon office, not from the office itself. It's not like a corporate gift
it was a
to
gift
me.
From a person.
Yes.
Okay, so
what do we have? Oh, yeah. What else do we have? Master P does have wrap snacks. But I don't know. I never thought Master P was like a snack connoisseur.
That's the thing. It's not just a name. It's got to be something they live and breathe.
Kevin Bacon selling bacon.
He's probably vegan.
No way. With a name like Bacon?
Have you seen the Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special?
I have not. Let's see.
Michael, your brother just popped in here for the first time, and I don't know how long, and said kitten mittens.
Is that for you?
For me, I think.
What would kitten mittens be? They have the little toe beans on them for grip? I don't know what you're gripping with mittens. I guess you have to have better grip with mittens because you don't have the dexterity, the fingers.
Toe beans. But they only have 4 and then the palm.
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, Lenny, come here. How many fingers you got?
Where is that dummy?
Lenny.
Under the chair?
Come here.
Lizzo should sell juice. Lizzo has done some like fitness, and I know she works with Fabletics. And maybe like a cool athletic juice or a green juice or whatever juice she likes. Song. I know she has the song too. Sorry. How many she got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah.
5 beans?
No, 4 and then a big bean. I was getting confused. Well, no, because there's this. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a palm. Yeah.
Oh, so 5 beans.
On the front. The back, yeah, the back has 4. That's what I was getting confused. Because when I cut their nails, I'm like, I know there's always an extra one.
All right, moving on. The last thing on the list today is half birthday. Carla Marie,
so
you put this on there.
We get a text in our family group chat, the whole family, from my sister, Ashley Marie, and she said, July 24th, 6 p.m., come here for cake for Adriana's half birthday. I just wanted to leave that here for Anthony.
I mean, listen, enjoy celebrating it. If I was living in New Jersey and I was invited and I had literally anything else to do, I wouldn't be there. That's how I feel. Again, if you want to do it, enjoy it. Whoever wants to go there can enjoy it as well. But that's not something I'd clear my calendar for.
Yeah.
That's not even something I'd put on my calendar and protect. It's something that would go on my calendar, and if anything else came up, I'd still go.
So, in my sister's defense, she's probably just doing this to have people over.
Yeah, that's fine. That's great.
And as an excuse. But I don't like getting in the habit of doing that because then, like, your birthday isn't as exciting.
I also think I'm starting to realize this as I have more friends with kids, and more family members with kids. I think because you go out less to see your friends in most situations,
that's 100%.
You create excuses to invite your friends over,
and that's fine.
And that's great.
But you can't expect people to be at all of them.
No, not at all. And that's the difference. You can't get mad if people don't show up to your kid's half birthday or even your first birthday.
But they're probably going to do a cake smash. I think my niece Alyssa did it with Michael's half birthday.
I thought it was supposed to be the full birthday for the cake smash.
It is.
Like the kid's 6 months old. Do they even have like hand-eye coordination?
Yes.
Huh. Do you think she can smash a cake?
Yeah. She's a monster.
Could you stick her face in the cake? Get them started young? Yeah. Let's see. My sister-in-law did that for both kids. It was a legit party with decorations, gifts. No gifts. You're not getting a half gift. No. Or maybe I'll give you a half gift.
My family will bring gifts.
And you'll get the other half of the gift on your actual birthday.
Shorts today, t-shirt in January.
Yeah. You get one Nike on your 6-month birthday and one Nike on your actual birthday, and hopefully they fit. But you're not getting 2 gifts in 1 year.
My mom.
Ain't happening.
My mom is. Why did it say cake smash was a sex-based term?
I think smash by itself.
It said cake. It literally said cake smash is a sex-based term.
Well, cake is like your butt, right?
Oh, smash in the butt.
Smash in the butt.
My mom's response was, wait, I thought she said something like, oh, don't ever celebrate my half birthday, thank you.
I don't think anyone's going to. Isn't your mom in here? I thought I saw Mama Marie in here earlier.
Oh, I missed it. My half birthday is September 5th.
Yep, great. It's good news. Go do something for
Yours
it.
is December 5th.
Wait,
weird.
Did you say mine is December 5th?
23rd. Oh, isn't that your dad's birthday?
It is my dad's birthday, yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
We should, on your dad's birthday, be like, happy half birthday, Anthony. He'd be like, what the heck?
No, I think my dad, what?
I was playing with her toe beans too much.
Okay, well, let her go.
I am letting her go. I'm not a mouse. This is why my hands look like that.
Okay, this is a good point Martha brings up. 6 months is a milestone. No halves after that.
That's fair. I can get behind that.
Okay. What was that, Carla?
Just cake smash is a sex.
Yeah, I don't know why cake smash is a sex term.
What is the website? Urban Dictionary.
You're going to look up cake smash? And to be clear, if your sister wants to have a half birthday for her daughter, by all means, go for it. Enjoy yourself.
Oh, smash cakes is to have sex. Smash them cakes.
Like clap them cheeks?
Roughly doing it.
Oh, to roughly do it. I mean, it makes sense. It's smashing.
Oh.
You're not caressing the cake.
Oh, there's another one I can't forget.
Let me see it.
The second one.
Second, cake sitting? Is that what you're talking about? Okay. When a male...
Hey!
What? This doesn't even make sense. When a guy...
No.
You're not going to let me say anything?
Okay.
Hold on. Let me make sure I got this right.
Liney, cover your ears. Earmuffs.
This one, it's so dumb that I'm not even going to read it. It's not even funny. Most of the things you read on Urban Dictionary can at least be funny.
Cake smashing is when a man... Can you say finishes?
I guess you could say finishes, yeah.
But it is so ridiculous.
It's basically ending the events of the evening.
On somebody and saying happy birthday.
Yeah. On their birthday.
Oh, it must be done on her birthday.
Yeah.
No, not the tushy, Martha.
No. On the face. But it just, I guess it would be like smashing their face into a cake on their birthday. And that's why.
But there is no face smashing. Let's be clear.
No.
In this.
No, but it would end with a similar result with frosting on the face.
Oh my God.
That's basically what they're going with there. But again, it has to be
we
on the
can read
birthday.
this one. Cake sitting.
Okay.
A fairly new and quite trendy sexual fetish depicting females sitting on their birthday cakes.
Like bare butt?
I would. God, that's miserable.
Yeah, that doesn't sound. I don't want
I didn't
frosting
have
in my
a birthday
cheeks.
cake this year.
Okay, neither did I. I had Oreo flavored birthdays or birthday cake flavored Oreos.
Sit on those.
That's. Oh man, it's a waste of cake if you're not into the fetish. What? My kid just said, "Why are you talking about cake?" Because Carla Marie's niece is having a six month birthday.
Yup.
Half birthday.
Yep.
All right, it is time to get out of here.
Sure is.
Thank you for hanging out with us. We will be hopefully posting with Danielle this weekend. And posting from some of the All-Star Game festivities.
Yep. Peace out, Cub Scouts.
I think Saturday is the celebrity game. There's the Futures game followed by the celebrity game. I think you could buy one ticket for both.
Yep.
If you're in the area. I've got to imagine Macklemore's playing, right?
He's not on the list.
He's not on the list. Who's on the list for this thing?
He's on vacation probably.
Nothing happens in Seattle without Macklemore. All-Star game, celebrity, softball. Let's see.
Macklemore didn't even exist during the last
Participants.
one. Yandel, JoJo Siwa, Blessed, Chloe Kim.
Who's Blessed? Singer-songwriter.
Adam Devine, The Miz.
Oh, Adam Devine. I know that guy.
Yeah.
He's from Workaholics.
Nadia Natasha, Zach. Is it Levine?
Zach Levine. I didn't realize this. So he plays for the Bulls. Right? Is he still on the Bulls? Yeah, he's on the Bulls right now. I didn't realize he's from like Redmond or Renton or something like that. He's from the area.
Rodrigo.
Soccer player.
Skylar Aston.
Who's Skylar Aston?
And Jenny Finch, which is...
Skylar Aston looks a little bit like Dane Cook.
Yes. I thought that's who it was when I first saw it. He is in...
That's not enough for even one team. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, they got a team and 2 players.
Oh, he's in Pitch Perfect and Glee. So he can sing.
Okay, they need to announce some other ones.
Like, I think more people know me than...
At this point, like, they should ask any of the people from Love is Blind. Like, Kwame and Marshall can play. I don't know anyone else from Love is Blind.
What if they asked me?
Then you should play. When was the last time you played softball?
When I was the underdog player of the week in 2018.
True. Do you tell everyone why you got the player of the week?
It was actually probably one of my...
It was actually really cool.
Greatest accomplishments. We were playing softball in a league. Like, it was not like, just a pickup game. It was real.
Underdog sports.
I guess we were going past the time, and the lights in the field turn off at 10 p.m. probably because it was dark. And I'm at bat. Ball, pitch is released, and the lights go out, and I swing, and I hit it.
It was pretty funny. Wildly dangerous.
Yeah, so I got player of the week for the whole league.
Because I think you made it to maybe third base.
I don't know how they got me out.
And keep in mind, the ball is hit, and now it's being thrown around all in almost complete darkness. No one knows what's going on. I think you did win the game, though, because we may have scored a run to either tie it or win it, and then you got thrown out. But either way, you got the winning hit in darkness.
I still have the screenshot of the thing somewhere. I think it's on my computer desktop.
It's
the newspaper.
Okay, you'll find it. We'll come back.
It's a newspaper
clipping. All right, we are out of here. Thank you very much for hanging out with us. We'll be back Monday morning. And don't forget, there is a new episode of the Morning Show podcast you can listen to today. And there will be one tomorrow. So make sure you are subscribed or following that podcast on whatever platform you choose.
Peace out.